And that is the kind of a problem we have. There is so much to discuss. It is not sufficient. Roj, even now, even at this minute, so much of exploitation going on in this part of the region. And we have been struggling. The book, of course, traces very well. I also should congratulate Sridhar Goka for bringing up this book in English. Delhi వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కానీ ముంబైకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కానీ ఎవ్వరు అంటారు తెలంగాణ మూమెంట్ అంటే ఎందుకు వస్తుంది తెలంగాణ మూమెంట్ అంటే many of them do not know what Telangana is. In that kind of context, this is a very significant book. People have said in 1995 in Uthmania University we had a major seminar for 3 days. 3 రోజులు మేము చర్చించి ఆ తర్వాత పుస్తకం తెచ్చినాం. మేము ఆ ఇంగ్లీష్ పుస్తకాన్ని అమ్మడానికి పోతే అందరూ మాకు ఇంగ్లీష్ పుస్తకం తెలుగు పుస్తకం కావాలంటే 1,00,000 కాపీలు అమ్మినాము 10 రూపాయలు పెట్టి. అప్పుడు ఫండింగ్ ఈజీగా వచ్చింది, ఎవరో ఇచ్చారు డబ్బులు, యూనివర్సిటీ కూడా ఇచ్చింది. కాబట్టి it was not difficult for us. I'm very happy that I got this opportunity to participate in the function and look at the issues which I raised. We have raised several issues, all of them are relevant. I only wish politicians read that book. Politicians do not read those books. I only hope people who know our political parties get an understanding about our anger. What is unfortunate today? Telangana movement is linked only to elections because this is some kind of a research center. We should be very objective and we should be very analytical and critical when you are talking about the Telangana movement. The role is Shinde, Hans India వచ్చింది, Hans India correspondent interviewed Shinde. Shinde says we almost came closer to taking a decision in Telangana when he announced that he will announce it after 1 month. It is there in the paper today, and he said we couldn't take a decision because there are several other forces which are operating. There are several forces today which are operating against Telangana, and he has, in some form or the other, brought out those issues. Who are those forces? Why are they opposing? What is the nature of vested interest they have in sustaining that they continue to dominate us? And where Kumar, Ramakrishna and Mr. Narasimha Rao and Goka raised all these issues. In every sector there is enormous domination going on in this part of the region. The kind of a Narasimha Rao would know, the kind of a damage they have done to our culture. తెలుగులో మాట్లాడినా, ఒక ఫిల్మ్ తీసినా, ఒక పుస్తకం రాసినా, ఒక పత్రిక తెచ్చినా, everything they denigrate us as if we do not have any kind of a culture. And how is that we are going to revive that damage which they have done to our culture in the last 60-70 years? Development, of course, in some form or the other, perhaps we can bring out that development. So-called Abruti in the last 50 years they are talking about. So in that kind of context, it's important for me, because this book is about road to Telangana. It is very important, powerful. In the movement, they are not trying to tell us, why? What is their program? Telangana was still in Bangalore just all right, how are you going to make it? In the movement sustained, it went up and again it has come down. We have to think about it very, very critically, analytically. Not that I have answers. I don't have answers for those kind of things. But why these movements have collapsed? When you brought about people's movement, every Chinna Kulasangam participated in that in Sakala General Assembly. Everyone participated in these movements, but again, they have brought down. Some analysis which has made, but because all of you are there, you have to think about it. Why our movement is going up and down? It cannot be a political movement. It is a social movement. It is a people's movement. It is the people who are participating in this movement. It is the people who are totally deprived, totally neglected. They do not have anything to eat. These are the people who are participating in the movement. If you look at any movement which is taking place in Delhi relating to other kinds of things about rape or molestation or any other thing, it is the elite, it is the middle class which is responding. For Telangana movement, it is not the middle class which is responding, it is the poorest of the poor who are responding. Poorest of the poor are responding for that movement. That is where I think we need to analyze what is the political economy of this political parties. What is the economy? How are they sustaining? Where are they getting the money from? And now all kinds of discussion is going on how we are going to be fighting 2014 elections. I think we should not be getting money from dubious sources to fight the Telangana movement. We should not be getting money from unacceptable sources for fighting Telangana. People are willing to contribute. If you're going to be fighting 2014 elections on the basis of money, you'll got money from industrialists and capitalists, or maybe from certain forces. It will be disaster for us because they will control us. And this program, all the time we talk about Telangana, but we have to have a political agenda. We have to have an economic agenda. We have to have a social agenda. That agenda has to be declared for the people. Not just before election, or it cannot be an election agenda. Last two elections we have seen, when we had alliance with both Congress and Telugu Desam. We didn't have an agenda. We only said we want Telangana. All people are interested in knowing what is your agenda. Please tell us your agenda so that we will be in a position to popularize it. Then greater number of people will be participating in our movement. Because we of course read the newspapers, but we do not get. The entire media is controlled by that. It is not information, but it is disinformation. It is manufacturing information. It's our propaganda, which is there in the media, which is owned by the Goslamra. The entire media is controlled by them. And there is also no diversity in that media in terms of domination of certain class. There are class interests there. They're totally against. That is where I think it's important in meetings of this nature, we need to popularize, get an understanding about what are these political parties talking about, do they have an agenda, what is the nature of agenda they have. And we need to profile. Here and there, you have written a chapter which is talking about why the OBCs, what is their status, what is their position. And I think we need to get an idea about role of the social groups. What kind of social groups are participated in these meetings? What kind of caste organizations are participated? What is the kind of a program they have? What is their manifesto? What are they looking for? What are they looking for? This whole population is looking for, hoping that Telangana will come. And it is the responsibility of all of us, it is the responsibility of every political party to tell us very clearly their role. And I think when we talk about, I think Ramakrishna made reference to Sri Krishna Commission. Sri Krishna Commission very clearly says, when you read between the lines, very carefully if you read, he says, yes, the people, some of them, political groups are fighting for Telangana because they want more power. Please go back and read the Sri Krishna Committee report. He says, this movement is there in addition to other kinds of economic and social developmental problems. There are certain groups, certain dominant groups want more power. They want to capture more power. In addition to talking about, that, if you give Telangana, we'll have a Maoist movement, other kinds of movement. We have a chapter which talked about, which has not been made public at that point of time. It certainly talks about that. So we do not want to have certain groups, again, to dominate us. Because this part of the region has got Telangana armed struggle. At that time, we said we need to have economic equality. At that time, we said, feudalism has to go. Are we asking for certain feudal laws to come back again in the name of Telangana movement? Are we asking certain feudal forces to come back to power? We are asking for social equity. We are asking for development of which majority of the people are going to be benefited. We are asking for distribution of land. We are asking for resources should be equally distributed for everyone. Because this is a struggle spread over 50, 55, 60 years. And this struggle is not in isolation. This struggle has got a context. The context being deprivation. The context being a violation of our human rights, violation of our cultural rights and democratic rights. In that kind of a context, I think it is very, very important that we need to have an understanding. We need to conscientize people. Conscientize people just not saying that we want a state. Conscientize people are trying to educate. I hope that this book also gets translated into Telugu. Because several issues we have raised, particularly in the contemporary scenario of the last 3-4 years, where movement has been going on. So it is important that the majority of people will have to get that understanding, and then a distortion. There are some people who are trying to distort. When we read other kinds of articles in the mainstream media, that Telangana movement started in 2001. It did not start in 2001. It has started much earlier, as some of the speakers have said. We cannot go about distorting those facts. There's an enormous amount of distortion takes place in media writing. And people get an understanding this media, this movement is only because of one political group or certain individuals. That is the kind of understanding they have. You go to Delhi and find out. Many of them do not have any kind of understanding. Particularly the political groups which are supporting, which say that okay, when the bill is introduced, we have small political parties which will try to support. They don't have any kind of an understanding. And it is our responsibility to educate them, enlighten them why you are asking for this kind of a movement. Yes, of course, it's picked up from 2001. There are reasons why it has picked up in an enormous way. I've been in Usmania University for 35 years teaching. I know what kind of a sacrifice our students have made. 1,000 people have died in the process. Earlier in 68 movement, 400 people have died. And we need to provide them. And it is the responsibility of educated people like us to provide who are these 1,000 people. And what is their social background? What is their economic background? What kind of hopes they had in terms of the Telangana is achieved? I hope someone will take up that responsibility of providing. We are also having a small discussion among our own strength sectors that we need to provide the social and economic background of the students who have committed suicide. And so that history will know that these kind of students are committed suicide. I just want to make 2 points before I went. See, we have to relate. Everyone has to get a feeling that this is a democratic movement and a people's movement. It is not a movement of political parties. It is not definitely a movement of one political party. And in a democracy, it is impossible to accept that only one political party or two political parties are playing a role. We are reaching 2014. In 2014 also they are going to be telling us it is because of them they got Telangana. We are not going to be having. Our agenda is not going to be fulfilled. Of the people's dreams and aspirations are not going to be fulfilled.